We've had some pretty unprecedented news from the official Jujutsu Kaisen Twitter page, as they have announced that Jujutsu Kaisen only has 5 more chapters left until it is completed. This comes as a surprise to a lot of people, especially those who were expecting a lot more from the story, and there's confusion as to how Gege Akutami is going to wrap up everything within the span of 5 chapters. Now this is just all too reminiscent of how fans were feeling towards the ending of My Hero Academia, as well as the ending of Bleach. It seems like a lot of these shonen stories make a major announcement out of nowhere that they are suddenly going to be ending within 5 chapters, and it results in the finale of the final arc having a rushed ending. I've heard some fans even saying that unless the final chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen is 200 pages, the series is pretty much done for. You can see some of the initial reactions, like this individual saying, "Terrible ending confirmed, no way we are going to be getting a satisfying ending within 5 chapters." So this means that Jujutsu Kaisen will be concluding in Weekly Shonen Jump's 44th issue on the 30th of September 2024, as it will be wrapping up with a total of 271 chapters, meaning that the entire series will span a length of 30 manga volumes. Along with the announcement that the series is going to be ending, we had a message from Gege Akutami as he states that the story will finally come to its end in 5 more chapters. It's thanks to all of your support and cooperation, dear readers, that I have been able to conclude the series the way that I wanted to. Thank you. I'm working really hard to make a satisfactory final chapter, maybe. Now the maybe in brackets is really concerning, to as many Jujutsu Kaisen readers as possible. Everyone, please bear with me. The fact that he says maybe in his message here doesn't bring out a lot of confidence. He knows that he's going to be disappointing a lot of the manga's fanbase. It's very difficult to stick the landing with any shonen series, but with so many loose ends within the story and a lot of characters that we haven't seen in a while, especially the battle between Hakari versus Uraume, it's just building up to disappointment. There's no way that within 5 chapters we're going to be getting all of the things that fans have been expecting, like a Sukuna backstory or a Heian era flashback, and there is no chance that there's going to be a miracle plot twist where Gojo returns before chapter 271. A lot of people are drawing parallels with the ending of My Hero Academia, with Kohei Horikoshi ending his manga with a finale that a lot of fans are not too happy with. It seems like Deku went through all of his journey just to be working at McDonald's at the end, and I think people are concerned that the same is going to be happening with Jujutsu Kaisen. With such short notice, how are all of the plot threads going to be tied up? What's going to be the ultimate fate of Yuji? Is he also going to be working at McDonald's by chapter 271? There's a lot of pressure on Akutami not to fumble the ending, and it does seem like there's a curse with shonen manga where a sudden announcement is made that they're going to be ending within 5 chapters while the final fight is going on. This just results in a really rushed ending without a proper epilogue. Even if we go back to Dragon Ball, Goku had defeated Kid Buu in chapter 516, and this was then followed by 3 chapters of epilogue from chapters 517 to 519, where we are taken 10 years into the future following the defeat of Kid Buu, as Toriyama treats us to a proper epilogue and somewhat of a finale to the Dragon Ball series after over 500 chapters. This is honestly the least that any mangaka can do, especially after fans have been following their series for over a decade, or half a decade in the case of My Hero Academia, or over 6 years in the case of Jujutsu Kaisen. Also, with the reveal that Yuji being an offspring of Kenjaku, it led to fans having this expectation that Yuji and Kenjaku would have this big interaction, but this doesn't seem like it's going to happen now. It reminds me a lot of how the ending of Bleach was handled, with Bleach being announced to be ending within 5 chapters while Ichigo was still battling against Yhwach. While Kubo delivered an ending to the 1000-year Blood War arc, fans couldn't help but feel that it was rushed, as we didn't know the fates of several characters. The reveal of Ichigo's true Bankai felt very rushed and anticlimactic, and for a story arc that's been going on for over 3 to 4 years, the 1000-year Blood War arc unfortunately did not have a proper conclusion in its manga form. This left the final 2 chapters of Bleach to serve as a epilogue, with chapter 685 revealing to us what the Soul Society is currently going through, as we catch up with the different members of the Gotei 13 as they all rush to attend the captain ceremony of Rukia Kuchiki, who has been revealed to be the newly appointed and captain of the 13th Division. And then the final chapter of Bleach, chapter 686, takes us to Karakura Town 10 years later, as we see the son of Ichigo, Kazui Kurosaki, and we see Ichigo now as an adult as he is married to Orihime. While the epilogue is very wholesome, it's hard to ignore the elephant in the room with the 1000-year Blood War arc not having a proper conclusion. Bleach wraps up its story with a hint at the next generation of Shinigami, as we see Rukia and Renji's daughter Ichika being revealed to be a Shinigami, as well as Ichigo and Orihime's son Kazui revealing that he too can transform into a Shinigami. All of this has me really concerned for the future of Weekly Shonen Jump magazine, but it's not all disappointing and sad news, as it was revealed that Hunter x Hunter by Yoshihiro Togashi is going to be returning in issue 45 of Weekly Shonen Jump, releasing on the 7th of October 2024, so the very next issue after the conclusion of Jujutsu Kaisen. Along with this, we had the reveal of the cover of volume 38 of Hunter x Hunter. We all knew that Jujutsu Kaisen was on its final arc and that it was going to be ending sometime soon, but it still is really unexpected. I hate that they do this, that they just reveal we've got 5 chapters left midway through a major battle of a final arc. Fans are already expecting the worst. Making announcements like this just makes everything feel really anticlimactic. No matter what happens, it's going to be hard for Akutami to nail the landing unless there's a announcement that Jujutsu Kaisen is going to be having a sequel manga titled Season 2 releasing somewhere down the line, where a lot of these loose plot threads will be answered. But as it stands, myself and a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen fans believe that 5 chapters is just nowhere near enough material to give this series a satisfactory conclusion that it deserves. It's really rough that you followed a series for over 6 years, and for the end to just not nail its landing. Most of the characters have died, and just the entire thing at this point is feeling like a wasted effort. It feels like Akutami went, yeah, well, Sukuna's going to be dead, then there's no point of having Jujutsu Kaisen. In an earlier message written by Akutami, he states that he has already decided on the final chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, as well as several things that will happen along the way. However, he still doesn't know how the dots will connect, and he hopes that everything will turn out okay, and he ends by saying, but will I be able to finish it? Well, it seems like Akutami is going to be finishing it, and whatever he has planned at least for the final chapter, that is going to be happening. But again, this is similar to what happened with Kubo. From the very get-go, he had always stated that he has written the final chapter of Bleach, or the epilogue, and he knows how the series is going to end. But those final 2 chapters of Bleach, chapters 685 to 686, are what Kubo had planned in advance. That was the 10-year time skip. But the events of the 1000-year Blood War arc, especially its finale, were not well executed at all, even with prior planning. I feel like the same is going to be the case with Akutami, with chapter 271 being really well thought out and being a nice epilogue and conclusion. Whether if it's going to be a happy or depressing ending is yet to be determined, but at the very least, the Shinjuku Showdown arc has about 3 to 4 chapters until its conclusion, until we get the epilogue of Jujutsu Kaisen, which in itself may be 1 or 2 chapters long. So we've reached the end of the video, and I want to know all of your thoughts about the ending of Jujutsu Kaisen. What do you feel about one of the most iconic battle shonen of this era ending within 5 chapters, with the entire story concluding on the 30th of September 2024? Are you disappointed? Are you excited about the ending? I'd love to know all of your thoughts, so definitely continue the discussion in the comments. And lastly, thanks for making it to the end of this news and updates video, and I cannot wait to see you in my next update video. A massive thank you goes out to all of my amazing Patreon supporters for helping to make this video possible. If you also want to support the channel and see your name in the end of my videos, then check out my Patreon, which has loads of perks like early video access and so much more. Thank you for sticking around till the end of the video, and whatever you contribute will mean a lot to me.